Thank you to everybody for joining us for this briefing. My name is Caroline Lucas. I'm the MP for Brighton Pavilion and the chair of the all-party parliamentary group on climate change, and we are very pleased to be co-hosting this session alongside Peers for the Planet. It is a real privilege to be joined by some of the UK's leading scientific experts, Sir Patrick Vallance, the government's chief scientific advisor, Professor Stephen Belcher, chief scientist at the Met Office, Professor Emily Shuckburgh, the director of Cambridge Zero, the University of Cambridge major climate change initiative, and Professor Gideon Henderson, the chief scientific advisor for DEFRA. Thank you so much for all of you for sharing your time and expertise with us today. In the last 12 months, we've seen a succession of major reports from the IPCC warning of the severity of the climate emergency and the growing urgency of emissions reduction. Take this, for example, from Working Group 2 report, which states with very high confidence that, and I quote, "The scientific evidence is unequivocal. Climate change is a threat to human well-being and planetary health. Any further delay on adaptation and mitigation will miss a brief and rapidly closing window of opportunity to secure a livable and sustainable future for all." I don't know about you, but quite frankly, I think that is a terrifying warning. And as we know, the climate emergency is no longer just some future concern. It is happening right here, right now, quite literally. The worst flooding in a century has killed at least 100 people in Bangladesh and displaced hundreds of thousands. We're seeing record-breaking heat waves in Europe. The US is set for another scorching wildfire season. And it's unsurprising, therefore, that climate change is consistently a top concern for the public, and that 60% of young people are very or extremely worried about the climate emergency. Yet despite the dire warnings and the warm words at COP26 in Glasgow, the world is still not on track to limit global heating to 1.5 degrees. We're not even close. And at home, despite the UK retaining the COP26 presidency, we're still not seeing sufficient progress. Just a few weeks ago, the Climate Change Committee warned in their 2022 progress report to Parliament of a lack of delivery and what they termed a high-wire approach to net zero. Indeed, there are either significant risks or a total policy gap for 38% of emissions that are needed to meet the 6th carbon budget. Now, the UK kicked off the Industrial Revolution and was also the first major economy to enshrine net zero into law. Our leadership on the world stage really matters. And as legislators, it's incumbent upon all of us to act and to understand both the risks of failing to do so and the opportunities that are there if we do act now.